All right, folks, you are listening here to the home of conservative, not bitter talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff. Email Todd at toddhuffshow.com. You can email thoughts, opinions, questions. Yes, I'll even accept your adoration and praise, and it is good to be here this morning. So I want to actually... I guess there's a couple things that we want to do here today. I want to talk a little bit about this GameStop situation. This GameStop short selling Wall Street versus Main Street situation that we have, and kind of explain it, because I got to be honest, I didn't understand all of it at first. This is not something I'm an expert in. I've studied and read into these things before, and I follow it a little bit, but not to the degree to be able to just. There were some things I wasn't sure about before I wanted to talk about it here, so I want to talk about that briefly this morning. Also, we have an interview with our good friend Jay Height of Shepherd Community Center that we're going to share with you here as the program unfolds today. But let me start here by talking about what's happening with GameStop. What's happening with this commotion about GameStop, Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, short selling, options, all this sort of stuff. And I want to try to explain it. And in fact, yesterday, I need to give credit where credit is due here. I was listening to Rush, and he did a fantastic job, I think, articulating and explaining this. In fact, I never do this, but I will do it for the great Rush Limbaugh. If his show yesterday was very informative on this, we won't be able to get into it as much, and it's worth listening to. If you haven't heard it, try to find it. I don't know, whatever. But anyhow. GameStop. So, okay. So when you're, and folks, I know we have a variety of listeners. We have folks who can explain this much better than I'm about ready to. We have folks that don't have any real experience or idea as to what's happened here. But here goes. This is an explanation of what all this is about. And to Rush's credit, he connects this even to the political world, which I think was brilliant, and I want to share that. And again, I want to give credit to him for really making this point, and I want to echo it and add a little bit to it and explain it from my perspective too. But so, GameStop, as you know, is a publicly traded company. And so the stock was at a certain amount. I don't have the amount in front of me. Let's say the stock was at, just say for kicks and giggles, $10 a share. So Wall Street, hedge funds and so forth, they spend a lot of their time betting against or for certain stocks. So there's options trading. Options, so there's two, there may be more types. I'm familiar with two, a call option and a put option. A call option is when you purchase, hang with me, this is maybe a little challenging to talk about over radio, but hang in there. A call option is when you purchase the right, but not the obligation, to buy a stock at a certain price. So if you think that the stock is going to be going up, you can buy a call option. So let's say it's at $10. Let's say you buy the $10 call option. When the stock price goes to $12.50 or whatever it would go to, you still own the right, but not the obligation, to buy that stock at $10. So you can immediately buy it. And there's, of course, a premium attached to that. You have to buy the call option. And people sometimes just trade the options, right? They're not actually even ever buying the stock. They're just buying and selling the rights to buy and sell stocks at certain prices, if this is making sense. So within a certain time frame, these are, I buy the right, I purchase the right to purchase a stock in the future at a certain price. So there's a time frame, and there's an amount tied to this. So by March 31st, I can buy this stock at this price period. I've purchased the right to do that. Likewise, on the flip side, there's put options. Put options are when you, as the seller, or as the buyer of the put, I guess, have the right but not the obligation to put that stock to someone else, to sell it to someone else at a certain price within a defined time period. So if you think a stock is going to go down, you want to buy the right to sell it to someone at a higher price. So if you buy the $10 put in this example, and the stock goes down to 7 or 5 or 2 or $1.50, whatever, you own a valuable option, and you can make money off of that. And there's lots of different ways to do it, and I don't want to get into that. I'm not a day trading expert or anything like that. I just want to give you the lay of the land here. So what Wall Street did, they said that GameStop was going to go down. This has also happened with a couple of other stocks as well. AMC is one. I think Bed Bath & Beyond maybe is on there. I think there's another one too. That's AMC. Did I say AMC? The movie theater. So these researchers have said, hey, we're going to bet against these stocks basically. So whatever you think about options trading and all that sort of stuff, and this talk about Wall Street betting against, companies to succeed and all this stuff, just remember there's always someone that is on the other side of this transaction. So these researchers, these experts, and all these analysts are basically taking bets that that's going to hurt some individual investor somewhere along the way, right? Who's taking the other position, basically. So they're if they think the stock's going down, we're well past the age where we're simply saying invest in a stock that you think is going to increase in value. Now we're playing the market and we're betting against whether it goes up or down. We want to profit even when someone else's business goes down. I'm not making a judgment on that. I'm just telling you what's going on. But if you take a big enough position in short selling, which that's what that is you're basically in the short term looking to make a profit off of selling, in this case from someone's losses, perceived losses, you have to make that public. So there's a Reddit board, right? And some of you may know all about this, some of you may know nothing, but Reddit is a place, it's an online community. You can join these groups and people share information and communicate. And they got together and they said, hey, we can see this position that they've taken. Why don't we jump into the mix and fight back against this? Why don't we all start buying the stock and driving the stock price up? So what happened is they jump into the market and they buy this stock. So the analysts, the hedge funds, Wall Street bet that it was going to go down, but because of all the activity and buyers, the demand, it drove it up. So what additionally fueled this is to stop the upward trend of the stock being driven up. Well, I guess that's not correct. To hedge their bets when it was going up, these brokerage firms, these hedge funds would then buy it as well, further driving the price up. So to hedge their bets and to protect against the losses, because again, if you buy a $10 put and the price is suddenly 38, 145, whatever this thing has gotten to, you want to own the stock on the so you're now you're in on the gains, right? You lost money on the put, the short sell, but you're trying to hedge your bets and protect against some astronomical uptick that you're not a part of as well. So that's basically what happened. And then these places like Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, they basically stopped the individual investor's ability to purchase these stocks. And that's the whole point. That's what Rush was getting at. So his point was this is a microcosm of how government has really been treating its citizens as well. It's okay for the DC insiders to be able to place these bets and to make massive amounts of money off of, companies not doing well or whatever the case may be. It's okay for the swamp to do whatever it does. But the average person tries to organize a Tea Party group. The average person tries to organize and fight back. They won't have anything to do with it, to the point that we've gotten where TD Ameritrade, and Robinhood says you can't buy certain stocks. But these brokerage firms, these hedge funds can. I should say hedge funds, not brokerage firms, but you get the point. So think about that. Think about that position, right? Think about political speech. AOC, for example, can say that Ted Cruz tried to murder her 3 weeks ago, which she said. She doesn't want to work with Ted Cruz because of that. He tried to murder her 3 weeks ago. But yet President Trump, when he was on Twitter, could not say what he was saying about the election results. Can't have that, but AOC, perfectly fine. AOC is A-OK to say that she can, that Ted Cruz is trying to murder her. Now, there's a lot more to this point, but I just wanted to get through it's kind of in the weeds. Some folks may know, again, much more about it than me. I'm not an expert, but I think that's a pretty fair assessment. I may have not gotten the detail precisely right, but that's a pretty fair, I think, depiction of what happened, what's going on. There's other stocks. This is going to become a trend, and folks are afraid, right? And on Wall Street, they're afraid of the ramifications here. Man, if we just can't take bets anymore without having some sort of a mechanism to protect us if folks organize against us, that's a problem. So let's silence the people. Let's keep their ability from organizing and taking these bets as well. I mean, it's a remarkable situation if you think about it. It's okay for one group to do it, but it's not okay for another. If you're in the right group, you can do it. You can partake and participate. If you're in the other group who understands what's going on as well and simply fight back against them, you can't do it. Boy, that sounds very familiar. And again, I want to give credit where credit is due. This connection and a lot of this helping and explaining it to me came from the Great Rush, Limbaugh, and a lot of other research and reading I've done too. But there is something to be taken from that, and I think it's well worth our time to think about that and to realize that this is a microcosm for an even larger picture than what we've been seeing happening on Wall Street versus Main Street. This applies to our political lives. This applies to the political class against the citizen class here in the American landscape that we have today. And so it's not the way it's supposed to be. If one group can do it, then another group should be able to do it as well. Don't cry crocodile tears for me when someone uses your strategy and tactics against you, right? Same thing goes for political speech. When the radical left can do what they do and say what they say about you and me, calling us racists and homophobes and all these sorts of things, it's perfectly okay for us to use the same freedom of political speech to make points about them as well, to raise questions about their integrity as well, to raise questions about their pathetic, deplorable, reprehensible even ideas that don't work as well. But they don't want that because they don't want free debate. Just like the hedge fund folks don't want the opportunity to lose money for someone using their tactics against them. These folks don't want the opportunity to lose power to arise. They want you to be sitting there quietly, letting them dictate and rule and being able to have certain privileges that you do not have. This is not American. This is not what freedom looks like. If it's good for one, it's good for another. And I've got to take a break. So much more to say about this, but again, time just doesn't permit me to do so at the moment. Anyway, if you have questions, thoughts about that, always love to hear them. Todd@toddhuffshow.com. Quick timeout is in order. When we get back, I want to share a conversation I had with you with our friend, Jay Height, Executive Director of Shepherd Community Center. Be back here in just a minute.
Is it possible to be a fan of the show if you don't have the gear to prove it? Why not be safe and remove all doubt? Shop for official merchandise at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
All your life, you've planned and taken care of the people you love. They always knew you had a plan. Taking care of your final wishes will give them one final gift. Buying your headstones direct through Thomas Monument saves your loved ones additional stress during a difficult time and saves money by cutting out the middleman. Call 244-6525 or go online to thomasmonument.com to understand why families have trusted us since 1962.
Hi, this is Kenton with Christian Community Connect. We're a network of business professionals that are committed to living out our faith in the marketplace by preferring one another in love while serving everyone. With online listings at $27 per month, if you're a Christian in business, committed to treating others as you would want to be treated, we would love to include you. Check our reviews and sign up at ChristianCommunityConnect.com.
Fireplaces can be beautiful and even essential in heating some homes. But did you know they could be dangerous to your family if not properly maintained? Chimneys need to be cleaned and inspected annually. My family and I had Smalling Masonry inspect ours. They are friendly, informative, on time, and helped us use our wood-burning stove more efficiently. Call Christian-owned Smalling Masonry today at 317-903-8121 and mention my name, Todd Huff, for a 15% off chimney inspection and sweep.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they were able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less.
800-281-0266. 800-281-0266. That's 800-281-0266.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing,
and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick. Dial the number, spell the words. For on time.
Wallace Construction is a family-owned business with 45 years experience in asphalt, concrete, and seal coating. At Wallace Construction, our wide variety of experience and top-notch customer service have helped us build a strong reputation in central Indiana. But we don't rest on that reputation. We build it, one job at a time. If you have an upcoming project, call us at 317-422-5356. That's Wallace Construction, 317-422-5356, and ask for Richard or Roger.
Are you concerned about your investments? Intrepid Financial has been educating, customizing, and servicing Hoosier investment portfolios since 1998. Our family-owned and operated business builds strong bonds with our clients. When you call, we answer the phone, always ready to walk you through your investment strategy. Intrepid means without fear. We want our clients to be fearless, to feel secure with their investments. Give us a call at 317-818-1776 or visit us online at intrepidfinancial.com.
Welcome back. So short segment here. I know I said interview this segment, and I just got to keep us on time, and I was looking at this during the break. So really short segment, but Oz was asking me, help. What's, I guess, to hammer home the point again. Why is everybody on the Wall Street side mad at this? Because they're losing money, right? They've had tactics used against them that they've been employing against the markets. And against the average person that's trying to buy stocks. They've had the big money of Wall Street betting against them. And they've been, the folks on the inside don't like the people on the outside having a level playing field, right? I mean, that's really what this comes down to. If it's good enough for Wall Street to do, why can't Joe Schmo do it? Why? Well, it's because now suddenly markets are being manipulated. Okay, what was happening before? Right? I mean, if you're going to open this up and this is the way that this is going to work, This is the sorts of trading you're going to allow, and everybody follows the rules, and everybody sees because you've taken such a large position in betting against a particular stock, in this instance, GameStop. Why can't other people say, we want to get together and bet for GameStop, bet against you? And we've got enough of us to make a difference. We don't really like what you're doing. We want to be able to make a bet just like anybody else can. Why can you do it and we can't? That's really what this comes down to. And it's why the left, it's why the political class likes to be able to go to media and go to social media as well and to say what they want, but not have you say what you want in return. You can't say that because they don't like to be maligned, or they don't like to have you explain their positions in your own words. They don't want you criticizing that. They want the praise, the adoration, all that kind of stuff. They like the power. They don't want that power structure to be disrupted. Same thing here. If it's good for one group, why isn't it good for another? We literally have TD Ameritrade and other platforms that do not allow people to buy this stock now. Been shut out. Unless you're a hedge fund, you can continue to do whatever you want to do there. If you're a DC or a Wall Street insider. But the analogy is true. And again, I want to give credit where credit is due. Rush was first articulating this yesterday. I've had my own spin on it and so forth, but he's spent a lot of time going through different perspectives and why this is an appropriate analogy to use across the board. Anyway, that's why quick timeout is in order. Come back. We really will do the interview next segment. My apologies. I wanted to keep us on time, and I wanted to address a question that Oz asked me during the break. So sit tight. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I am your host, Todd Huff, back here in just a minute.
Like what you hear on Todd's show? Why not get more by signing up for Todd's free Semi-Sweet Morsels of Truth newsletter? To subscribe, visit toddhuffshow.com/subscribe or text HUFF to 31996.
Does your business have a plan for social media marketing? Are you reaching the right audiences through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the list goes on? Are you learning from the data? Jarbo can help. Our team doesn't just come in and tell you how to be successful. We help you execute and measure your sales and marketing efforts. Give us a call at 317-834-6560 or visit us online at jarbomarketing.com. That's jarbomarketing.com. Make social media work for you.
Hunting, fishing, bows, guns, ammo, safes, and more. The Outdoorsman Sports Shop in Greenwood has all the gear you need for your outdoor experience. We have a huge selection of brands that other shops don't carry, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to answer all your outdoor adventure questions. At Outdoorsman Sports Shop in Greenwood, you can even hone your archery skills at our indoor shooting range. Find us online at outdoorsmansportshop.com. So get outdoors, but bring the right gear.
Hey Indy, Sid here with Kill a Dent Removal. We specialize in a paint-free repair process known as PDR. Our certified master technicians remove dents and dings of all shapes and sizes, including hail damage, with zero body fillers, zero painting, and zero diminished value. Most repairs are completed the same day, many even while you wait. Check us out at killadentremoval.com. And remember, folks, don't paint your car, go PDR.
What if your bank treated you like a person instead of an account number? What if you could sit across from the person you are opening an account with or requesting a loan from and have an actual conversation? You may be thinking, Todd, that's crazy talk. Well, not at Citizens Bank. Come visit them in Monrovia and meet Nick Gibson, their new branch manager, and the rest of their staff. Or give them a call at 317-831-0110. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Have you seen the price of custom cabinetry and countertops lately? If you're looking for quality, affordable remodels, call Carriage House Woodworking. Our helpful professionals will walk you through every step of the process. We're offering a free sink base with qualifying purchases. Just enter CHWEINC.com/Todd or call 317-406-3042. Call Carriage House Woodworking. You won't have to spend your kids' inheritance just to upgrade your kitchen.
Need to refresh or renovate your commercial space? Call Interior Construction Services today, providing the highest level of quality construction at a competitive price. Our service-minded team is here to deliver the detail-oriented environment you're looking to create, on time and on budget. Call us at 317-991-4660 or visit us online at interiorconstruct.com. Interior Construction Services. Progressive, productive, professional.
I want to get one more season out of my furnace or air conditioner. Have you or someone you know ever made that statement? Economy heating, air conditioning, and plumbing has heard it a lot. Did you know that furnaces and air conditioners are most likely to break down when they're under stress? That means during the hottest and coldest months of the year, like those months quickly approaching us. With winter on the horizon, now is the time to replace that old rickety unit. With 0% financing for up to 72 months and up to $600 in instant rebates, now is the time to buy. Doing great work is Economy's priority, and the satisfaction of their customers is their number one goal, guaranteed. Make your home comfortable this winter. Contact Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing today by calling 317-831-5279 or visit them at economyheatingandair.com. For those of you that have listened to this program for any length of time, you will be familiar with our next guest. Our next guest here is Jay Height. He is the executive director of Shepherd Community Center. And Jay has, I think one of the things that conservatism needs to be better at articulating is how the ideology addresses issues, societal issues, cultural issues, poverty, for example. And that's one of the things that Jay wants to kind of explain the way that he and Shepherd address that. So, Jay, welcome to the program. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
Well, we admire what you do at Shepherd Community. And so you've put together, your organization has what you call the 10 assets for breaking the cycle of poverty. Maybe give us an overview of that, and then we'll dive into the first asset at that. But what does this mean, the 10 assets for breaking the cycle of poverty?
Well, if you think of the old Indiana Jones movies, and he's trying to get away from folks who are pursuing it, and he comes up to the swinging bridge. And we would say that swinging bridge from poverty to a life of upward stability is the swinging bridge. And the planks that are that you walk across are those 10 assets. And if you're missing some of them, if you're missing 4 or 5, you just can't get across. There's just no way. And so we believe it's our job to help our families build these assets in their lives so that they can move to a life of upward stability.
So I won't pull you into the political fray here. I'll say what I'm thinking and what I think our audience is thinking, and you can just address the issue from a nonpartisan perspective. But so for conservatives or folks who believe in limited government and that there's a defined role, we believe that it's more than just throwing money at a problem. And I think that's oftentimes how politicians look at this. Let's just throw more money at the problem, it'll fix it. But to your point, it's deeper and it involves more than just that. And so let's talk about one of those, the first issue, which I understand is faith. So maybe talk about this and that asset as it pertains to breaking that cycle of poverty.
Yeah, and let me respond to your statement. Absolutely. Government has said that the way we do this is we give people money. And 5 years ago, I stood on the same porch that Lyndon Johnson declared the war on poverty in Martin County, Kentucky, Turkey Creek. At that time, it was the poorest county in the United States. Millions of dollars have poured into that area, and it's now the third poorest area. But 50 years to the week when I stood there on that same porch, it was falling off the house. The iconic photo of Lyndon Johnson with Tom Fletcher, the unemployed coal miner. His son Calvin was living in the house now, and he said to me, he said, government's promised us a lot, but nothing has changed. We still don't have running water. We still don't have electricity. Do you think the church could help us? And so those words reverberated through me and still do. What I think was well-intentioned but has been an absolute failure was the war on poverty declared by the U.S. government.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to challenge the church, because I think the church at that point said, okay, then caring for my fellow man, for loving my neighbor, is obviously the government's responsibility, not mine. And I think we've left our responsibilities. And government is an entity. The church is people. And so when I look at you and I'm looking at my neighbor Todd, and Todd's having an issue, I can figure out how best to help Todd, right?
Mm-hmm.
Government can't. Government has to create for everyone this equitable plan. And there are some things that government can do, but I'm going to tell you, this has to be carried by the church. This is our opportunity. God commanded it, and I think we've lost our way and become a little too inward focused.
I think you're right.
And so we can criticize government, but I think we have to acknowledge that we let them take this over. This was our mandate. Christ called us to do this, and so in moving this forward, we think the very key foundation is faith. And it's interesting, sociologists, some who are not believers, will say faith is absolutely the most essential part. It gives you this internal fortitude. It gives you this grit that Professor Angela Duckworth at University of Penn writes about grit. And we believe that it's at the very basis faith. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. And to be able to say to our neighbors, there's a God who loves you. This isn't just God creator, but this is a personal God who cares. And as much as I care for my neighbors, Jane and I have had the privilege the last 25 years to serve here in the Near East Side. It's not enough. They don't need Jay Height. They need Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Who can be with them through all of their problems, all of their challenges. Who can journey, the Holy Spirit is present. I believe that. And there's a popular Christian song that says, there was another in the fire. And as I engage with my neighbors, many of them whose life has been horrible who are facing overwhelming issues, the promise I have for them is not Jay Height, it's not Shepherd Community, it's Jesus Christ, and that there is another with them in the fire of life. And so as we begin to want to help our families, we don't force anyone to accept our faith. A modern crusade with a cup of cold water, it didn't work with swords, it's not going to work with a cup of cold water. But what it will work with is love.
Mm-hmm.
And faith is what drives us. And so it's what calls all of us, all of the volunteers and staff at Shepherd Community. It's faith. And we're thankful for that. But we want people to know the hope that we have. And so hope that things can be different. Hope that even amidst all of the problems of life, I can still make it. That comes only seated in the hope of Jesus Christ, in that faith. And so we share our faith. We don't require you to accept it, but that's who we are.
Absolutely. So I guess how does that look on, to I guess the way that you would train your team or the folks that are involved with this, what does that look like if someone is out here listening who is thinking, hey, maybe, I like what Jay's saying and I completely am on board with this, but how do we practically engage with those in need about this? What does that look like? Is it as simple as, is it sharing the gospel? Is there something else that you're doing with this? Help us, I guess, understand that.
My wife and I every Wednesday have the privilege to deliver food to people's homes. And we always offer to pray with them, and almost all the time they accept that. And I have a standing with them because I'm meeting their physical needs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving them something that they need. And I'm also present. It isn't that they need preached at. They need love lived out. And I'm reminded in Luke 8, when Jesus is walking and the synagogue leader Jairus has said, hey, come, my daughter's dying.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman with the issue of blood reaches out and touches him. And Jesus stops. Now, she's already healed. And so the question is, why is he stopping? Because what Jesus wants for her is not just healing, but complete wholeness. And what Jesus wants from my neighbors is complete wholeness, not just for me to deliver food. And so I don't need to preach to them, but I can reflect Christ. It's representing Jesus to our neighbors in tangible ways.
Mm-hmm.
For the kids in our programs, when they get a meal, they're much more receptive to hearing about Jesus Christ, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll say, what is the hope that you have in you? And I think that for us, there are different ways, depending on how people are gifted and what their desires to serve are. We have a program. It's called the Paraclete program. Paraclete is the Greek word for the Holy Spirit, the one who comes alongside to help carry the load. And so Jane and I have several families that we're trying to be their Paraclete. Each week we're talking to them, we're calling them, we're visiting them, we're, with mask and on their porch, keeping social distance, but letting them know that they matter. And maybe someone says, I would love to be a Paraclete to someone, to just be an encourager. I think that as we develop relationships, it's through relationships that we're able to share the hope of Christ. Our neighbors don't need judged. They don't need preached at. They need Christ lived out in front of them.
That's right. That's right. Well, I have one more question, and not a lot of time here. And by the way, we're gonna do this on a monthly basis. So Jay's gonna come back and talk about each of the assets for breaking the cycle of poverty. So we're talking about faith here again with Jay Hite, the executive director of Shepherd Community Center. But you hit on something, and I guess a quick response because I don't have a lot of time here. But I think one of the things that I've noticed even in, say, the political world, I think one of the reasons we're facing these issues that we face is because you could say that the church has been disengaged. You could say Americans have gotten apathetic, and then we wake up one day and we say, my goodness, what's happening to our nation, right? And these things have been happening gradually over time. But the component to me, the common component with what you're saying seems to be that we need to be engaged and invested. And so maybe, and this may be stepping on toes slightly, I guess, in a healthy way, but maybe we need as Americans, as Hoosiers, to really take a look at our priorities. How are we using our time? What are we really doing if, to these things that we say matter? Is that a part of this, I guess, Jay, is my question.
Say that again.
So basically, are we, I guess the question is part of the problem exists because we've been apathetic, we collectively, and I'm not pointing at any individual, but these problems, that the solutions aren't some third-party distant, arbitrator that's going to be assigning dollars and mailing people checks, but instead it's individual people getting involved where God has planted them. And I guess my question is, how much of it is people are resistant to that? Or do you see that people are ready to jump in and help, or are our priorities out of whack? Those of us that can actually help and make a difference in breaking this cycle of poverty.
Yeah, I think a couple things. One is people think it's the government's responsibility. So they signed off and said, nope, I'm not responsible for my neighbor. I think our neighbors have been so beaten down by a system that doesn't want them to live a life of upward stability and to break out of the cycle of poverty. Welfare, many times, is this hydraulic that sucks you in and never lets you out. You know, if you try to improve your situation, you get punished.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have a system that is trapping our neighbors in, and then the rest of us are saying, well, it's government's job to do it. And it's my job. It's Jay Height's job.
Mm-hmm.
The command that Christ gave us to love our neighbor starts individually. And so it is my life call. It's my family's life call, and it's a privilege. But I don't care where you live, whether you're in Monrovia, whether you're in Fishers, whether you're in Carmel, Zionsville, or the inner city, the call is for us to love our neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
And people are hurting regardless of their income. And it's really individually for us to make that connection and help them.
Well, very good. So, Jay, if people want to, again, get involved with what you're doing, and people can, where they're planted is, of course, you know, people can do things on their own through their church, whatever. But if folks want to get on board and specifically help you, how can they do that?
They can go to shepherdcommunity.org, our website. They can call us at 317-375-0203 to see maybe they want to volunteer. And our great leader, Phil Edwards, would be happy to help them figure out how to connect. And so go to our website or call us, 317-375-0203.
Awesome, Jay. Well, again, I commend you what you're doing. You do great work. Your organization is, I'm always impressed when I go over there and see the stuff that you're doing. So I want to commend you and thank you for your time. And we'll have you back in a month to hear about the next of the assets for breaking this cycle of poverty. So, Jay, thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Thanks, Todd.
Listen to Todd's show on your way to work, but want to hear more? Don't miss a beat. Visit toddhuffshow.com/listen to catch the program anytime, anywhere.
Our word can't be diluted because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
Why would you call a company called Commercial Service for your home heating, cooling, and plumbing? Same question I had, because they have provided over 70 years of quality service and trained products for both homes and businesses in Central Indiana. It's hard to stop Commercial Service, and it's hard to stop a train. Give them a call. I'm glad I did.
Call Commercial Service at 812-339-9114 or online at commercialservice.com. Commercial Service, commercial grade service for your home.
Family owned since 1973, Edwards Equipment at 1375 East Main Street in Danville is ready to meet your equipment needs by selling, renting, and servicing several makes and models of lightweight residential or heavy-duty commercial equipment. We carry and service top-name brands like Ferris, Kubota, Steel, Gravely, Honda Power, Land Pride, and more. Visit edwardstractor.com or call 317-745-6427 to check out our clearance specials today. At Edwards Equipment, we don't just sell you any piece of equipment, we sell you the right piece of equipment.
Are you tired of manually opening the gate every time you pull in the drive, especially during the freezing cold, pouring rain, or hot, humid weather? Then Gatekeeper Services has your solution. They offer affordable residential and commercial motorized units for your gated properties. Veteran-owned with over 50 years' experience in motorized gate sales and repairs on any make or model, and with numerous entry control options, Gatekeeper Services takes pride being certified in both automated gate system design and operator installation. Simplify your life today by calling 317-714-4061.
Business leaders, are your employees satisfied with their jobs? Do they enjoy coming to work and feel valued? Workforce Chaplains can help. Locally owned, we work with organizations to provide holistic care to their employees. I'm Marcus Schrader, President of Workforce Chaplains, and we offer your team a 24/7 support system that positively affects your company's culture and productivity. With our personalized pricing and diverse support system, we handle the issues that you wish you had time for. To learn more, visit us at workforcechaplains.com.
Hey Indianapolis, by now you've probably heard about Jody Dowdle with Midwest Tax Group. Jody and his team are experts at helping you prepare your personal or small business tax returns. You can count on Midwest Tax Group to get every deduction possible and work for your higher refund. And not just on this year's taxes, they'll check your prior returns for any tax savings you may have missed for free. Are you behind on filing your returns? They can file past due returns and help negotiate with the IRS too. They complete most tax returns within a week and charge an affordable flat fee, no hourly billing. And as their client, you can consult with the team at Midwest Tax Group year-round at no charge. Midwest Tax Group has 4 office locations in Castleton, Greenwood, Plainfield, and Greenfield, with evening and weekend appointments available. Schedule your appointment today at 317-288-5260. That's 317-288-5260. Or visit their website at mwtaxgroup.com. Midwest Tax Group can help you more than any piece of software ever could.
Welcome back. By the way, this program is brought to you in part by our friends at Citizens Bank. Convenient locations all around the central Indiana area: Avon, Canby, Plainfield, Indianapolis South Side, Mooresville, Greenwood, Martinsville, the great town of Monrovia, Emnitz, and there's actually a second location in Martinsville as well. Citizens-banking.com is the website, and be sure to tell them that Todd sent you. If you're looking for any mortgages, savings account, checking account, check them out, citizens-banking.com. So, there's just a couple of minutes here left in the program. And one of the things, I just want to play this. I was looking at the things I wanted to talk about, and some of these things I just, we don't have the time to get into. But I want to play this soundbite. I want to play this. I found this last night. I just want you to, I guess, experience this in all of its glory. This is Joy Reid. I saw this on Newsbusters, but Joy Reid, I just want you to just buckle up. We're about to get a full dose of this sort of question and sort of dialogue from the media. Joy Reid, MSNBC. I don't need to say anything else about the craziness associated there, but just listen to this. Listen to this assessment and question that she asks the Biden administration about climate change. Listen to this.
It's a 180-degree turn from the science-denying previous administration, which rolled back more than 100 environmental protections, directly damaging the planet. And joining me now is Gina McCarthy, White House National Climate Advisor and former EPA Administrator. Congratulations on your new job. It's very important for the planet. I always feel like if aliens ever really exist and they come and attack us, it's going to be because we destroyed the planet. That'll be our punishment, right? So talk about where we're starting. How much damage was done to the planet over the last 4 years?
How much damage was done to the planet in the last 4 years? And what's this talk about aliens come? Why would aliens come and punish us for destroying? I don't understand this. I kind of think aliens might be looking down and thinking, how did this country elect Joe Biden? Maybe we should go punish these idiots for whatever they did there. Maybe if they saw some of the evidence for voter fraud, they might have a voice something to say about that as well. What is she talking about? If aliens ever come and invaded our planet, is that how this works? I mean, do invading forces punish previous cultures and civilizations for, what is she even talking about? For things that they had done prior to their arrival. Don't they just want to come and plunder and take control and, just take what they want? Anyway, stupid stuff on MSNBC. I got to take a break. Sit tight, come back and wrap up here in just a minute.
Looking to make a conservative, not bitter fashion statement? Check out our apparel online, including brand new items at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
All right, here we go. $100 down, $200 back at $300.
I went to my first firearms auction a few years ago. It was hosted by TJ Freegee, one of my good friends from high school, who is a champion auctioneer and one of the best in the business. In spite of objections from liberal legislators, I walked away with a .22 rifle and a few boxes of ammunition. And I had a great afternoon with my grandpa that I won't soon forget. If you've ever wondered what treasure you could find in an auction, visit FreegeeAuctioneers.com and take a look at their upcoming Central Indiana auction schedule. That's Freegee, Freije, auctioneers.com. Visit FreegeeAuctioneers.com.
Hi, I'm TJ Freegee, owner and lead auctioneer at Freegee Auctions and Marketing. I invite you to come see the power of live auctions. It's fast, it's fun, it's transparent, and it's the absolute best way to ensure you get fair market value for your asset today. Get results, go auction.
Would you like to save 20% or more on your insurance? Let AIA and Avon do a free comparison for you. As an independent agent, we can find savings that fit your needs and budget. We work for you, not the insurance companies. Whether your insurance need is big or small, give AIA a call, 317-718-1747, or find out what we can do for you at AIA4lowrates.com.
Hi, this is Caleb with Gluff Plumbing. Does your home need some plumbing updates? Gluff Plumbing is your solution. We specialize in updating old plumbing, everything from water heaters to well pumps, to underground leaks and everything that has to do with water entering and leaving the home, including water and sewer main excavations. We pride ourselves on old-fashioned customer service. Call Gluff Plumbing at 765-721-6789 or visit gluffplumbing.com. That's GLUFF plumbing.com. Call us today.
Healthcare is expensive and complicated. Did you know that as a Christian business owner, it is possible to provide access to affordable health benefits for your employees? Remodel Health has helped employers across the United States save over $22 million in the past 3 years. Our innovative approach allows your employees to have the health benefits they need at a cost you can afford. Go to remodelhealth.com/Todd to help your employees find the health care they deserve. Remodel Health. Rethink employee health benefits.
The compassion of Christ. It's living life connecting to the broken and messy world. It's not simply walking down the street and dropping a quarter in someone's bucket. It's been perverted by Satan from biblical compassion to feeling sorry for, and sympathy isn't where God wants us to live. It's connecting to broken people in our daily life. Living the compassion of Christ.
Ever wondered what shooting a real machine gun feels like? At Indie Trading Post, you can have an awesome and safe shooting experience in our family-friendly environment. Firing a weapon on full auto is something you will always remember. Schedule some range time today and let Indie Trading Post give you the real machine gun shooting experience. We guarantee you'll have a blast. Give us a call at 317-782-4867 or schedule your range time at fullautoindy.com.
I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention that the Attorney General for the state of New York has alleged, or appears to be alleging, that Governor Andrew Cuomo, brother of tough guy Chris Cuomo, underreported nursing home deaths from COVID by as much as 50%. So we'll keep an eye on this, where this goes, what will happen next. Who knows? But it is talk about an absolute disaster and just sad mess that happened in New York, especially in nursing homes as it pertained to COVID, as they were blaming Trump and everything else. But anyway, I've got to go. Just want to make sure we mentioned that here at the end. Thanks for listening. SDG, have a good weekend. See you Monday. Take care.
As a listener of this program, I have no doubt that you embrace the value of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And when you have the opportunity to work with a company that fully embraces and shares these values, I'm sure you jump at it. Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is just that type of company in Central Indiana. Jeff and Jod Woods have a team of professional technicians here to help tune up your furnace or install a quality new train system. And they're also here to fix those nasty plumbing problems that seem to happen at the absolute worst time. So the next time you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling need, give the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing a call. Call 317-831-5279. That's 317-831-5279. Or visit economyheatingandair.com.
If you own a rental property, you know the hassles of marketing, renting, collecting, and the handling of maintenance and repairs. One call to Zuluscape can put an end to your property management headaches. Zuluscape has over 20 years of experience helping landlords throughout Central Indiana and taking the stress out of owning a rental. From A to Z, let Zuluscape handle it all so you can enjoy owning a rental instead of hating being a landlord. Give us a call at 317-663-8485 or visit our website at Zuluscape.com.
You rely on your vehicle every day. It's not a member of the family, but you spend as much time with it as most family members. You wouldn't take your family to just any doctor, so don't trust your vehicle to just any repair service. At Raymond's Auto and Truck Repair in Plainfield, we have well-trained, caring technicians that have the expertise to get you back on the road. For 25 years, we've been servicing personal, commercial, and fleet vehicles. Give us a call at 317-838-7112 for the car service you deserve.